Alright, kiddos. On Friday, we went through a lot of things with integers. So I'm going to touch base on some of those and then we're going to expand on some more just so that you can get more practice in and try to be a little bit more comfortable with it if you're not, and just have a better basis if you are feeling comfortable about it, about the different kinds of ways that you'll see it. Most of us got to this page on Friday. I'm just going to go through it again just so that we can again have the same basis and be starting on same page, kind of how it goes over the weekend. Sometimes you forget stuff. Alright, so we're looking at this adding integers page, and the first model is the model with counter chips. You have the counter chips in the bucket on your table, so feel free to use those. If you need, feel free to use those at any time. Same thing with the number lines that are on your desk, and if it's not on your desk, it'll be on your desk by the end of the day today. Sorry about that, that just didn't work out. So our key here has a black equals +1 and a white equals -1. I told you on Friday they do a lot of red for negative and then yellow for positive. So I'm kind of going to try to stick with that, just so that you are more familiar with that. If you prefer the white and black, that's fine. Just know that whenever you see this, you'll see it with a key so that you know what means positive and what means negative. Alright, so this one, our example is -4 plus 3. So what we have here are, we have this that goes with all together, so that's a -4, and then we have this that also goes together, which is a +3. So in the first box, I'm going to model our -4. I'm just going to draw circles instead of coloring them in just to save some time. So I have 4 negatives, took care of that, and then in the next box, I'm going to take care of my 4 positive, or my 3 positives, sorry. 1, 2, 3. And the point of the modeling is to better help you understand how you get the answer that you're getting. So we have correctly modeled this problem, but now we need to solve it. And if you look over at this box right here, it tells you exactly what you need to do in order to solve it. So you can cancel out 1 positive for every 1 negative that you have, and then whatever is left over is the answer. So here's a negative, cross it out. Here's positive, here's a negative, positive, negative, positive. Now I have no more negatives, therefore, or no more positives, sorry. Therefore, I can't cross anything out because nothing else cancels out, so I'm left with my answer, which is right here, which is -1. Some of you might think that the number line is easier, some of you might think the counters are easy, some of you might think that they're both the same. Whichever way that you like to do them is your preferred method, you may do. You do just have to be familiar with both of them, because on your quiz and then on the SRL you'll have to be identifying the counter chip models and the number line models. So let me just go ahead and remind you what it looks like on a number line. The directions for how you do a number line are right here in this box. The first number in the expression starts at 0. So we're starting here. This is the same thing that we're doing, is -4 plus 3. So the second number starts where the first, so we start at 0 and then we're going to -4. And then the second number starts where the first number left off and moves the number of units indicated by the second number. So I'm not going to +3 this time, I'm just moving 3 units to the right since 3 is positive. And then where the second arrow stops is your answer, and my second arrow has stopped right here at -1. It's pretty basic. As you see these, you'll see them with smaller numbers so that you are able to do them. So I think we get lots of practice in and we'll be alright with this. Alright, let's look at this other example. This is a subtraction model. So we're not really going to do it because we're not quite to subtraction, and I don't really want to give anything away yet, so we're going to go ahead and skip this, but we'll come back to it later on this week. If you turn to your next page, it says adding integers with counters. This is more counter practice, and I'm going to go through this with you just so that you can kind of see it. I'm not going to go through all the problems, but I'm going to try to go through a couple of each of them. If you feel like you understand it, you can do it by yourself, and then if you want to go back and check your answers on this to make sure that they are right, that's okay too. And so these have positives and negatives in them rather than doing a color, so you can use your chips or you can color them in if that helps you, whatever. The top part of this page is just directions and kind of telling you how do you get the answers. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, then you can read those directions and see if that helps you better. So we're going to skip down to where it says part 1, refer to the pictures and add. Remember, each positive negative pair is canceled. So what we have here is 2 plus negative 5. So they've given us 2 positives, that's what the plus means, and they've given us 5 negatives, that's what the minus is. So I don't have to draw the model, I just have to figure out what the answer is for this. So I can cancel out a positive for every negative that I have, or a negative for every positive I have. So here's positive, cancel out. I have no more positives, so I can't do any more canceling out. So what I'm left with is my answer. So I have 3 negatives. So the answer must be negative 3. If I go to B, it starts with a negative number instead of a positive number on this time. This is negative 3 plus 5. So I have 3 negatives and then 5 positives. Crossing out a negative and a positive. Negative and a positive. Negative and a positive. I don't have any more negatives to cross out, so what I have left is my answer, and I have 2 positives left, so my answer is positive 2. I don't have to write a positive sign because if there's no negative symbol, then it's just understood that your answer is a positive number. Here I have 2 negatives, which can be a little bit tricky, but since you know how on A and B we were able to cross out 1 positive for each negative or a negative for each positive, and then whatever we had left. On this situation, we can't cross anything out because we don't have any negatives, so our answer is what we have left. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they're all negatives. So the answer to negative 6 plus negative 3 is negative 9. Oops, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to let you finish those last 3 on that one on your own. But I'm going to go into the next section just to give you a little basis on that too. And then so again, do the top 3, you do the bottom 3 on your own. Remember to pause and rewind if you need anything or you missed the answer or you didn't understand anything. At any point you can do that. Okay. Alright, so section 2. Section 2, they're giving you the counter chips, and it wants you to write an addition sentence equation to match the pictures. And I also want you to show me the answer in this situation as well. So this is the same thing, just backwards of what we were doing. So we have these counter chips. These are all negative here in this situation because they all have the minus sign. So what you should recognize is that this would be one number in our problem, and this would be another number. So right here, I have 4 negatives, so my first number is going to be negative 4. And then here, I have 3 negatives, so I'm going to do plus negative 3. I put in the parentheses because it's easier to keep them separated. I would suggest that you do that too, so that you're not confused when it says negative 4 plus minus 3. And then, like on C on the other one, we can't cross these off because they're all the same. So we're just going to add them together in order to get our answer. And so we have 7 negative pieces right there total. So -4 plus -3 equals -7. On B, here we go again. This is going to be one of our numbers in our problem, and this is going to be our second number. So my first number is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have -6 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positives. So -6 plus 5. Now I'm going to solve it. Negative, positive, negative, oops, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. I don't have any more crossed out. So what I have left with is that one negative. So -6 plus 5 is -1. Alright, look at C. Here's one number of our problem, and here's the second number. When you see these and you're trying to identify them as problems and figure out what the problem is, they will either be separated pretty obviously like these are, or they will have a operation symbol in between them so that you won't be trying to decipher which one is which number. It'll be pretty obvious to you as the group goes. So what I have here is one positive, so my first number is 1, and then my second number is negatives, and it's -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I am using a parenthesis just to differentiate the plus from the negative sign. So I have 1 plus -5 here. Now I'm going to solve it. Take that away. Take that away. My answer is what I'm left with, and it would be 4 negatives. Alright, now you're ready to finish these 6 problems on your own. Miss Daniel has the answers in my notebook if you would like to check them. If not, we can check them when I get back. If you have questions, please email me or anything like that. Please don't, if you're not understanding, make sure you're either asking me or Miss Daniel or the teacher that's in the room so that you can try to understand that as best as you can. Remember, you can always pause, replay, or anything like that too. Alright?